Welcome into the live stream here from McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal. That is Tyler.
What it is, sir?
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I got it's been a minute. I'm out of practice. So I got all kinds of stuff going everywhere. I'm sure I forgot to send the link somewhere. I was supposed to put the link. Yeah.
Did I send you life advice earlier?
You sent it to me last week.
On text?
Yes, you said so I would have it.
Okay. I'm looking. Oh, there it is.
You got it?
Yeah.
Good.
Struggling at work.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We'll have life advice brought to you by Cole Walters, State Farm, licensed anywhere in the state of Georgia. Later on the show. So yeah.
That is true.
Rocking and rolling. It's been a week. We're back though. We are back.
Yep.
For one day.
One day.
One day only.
I will be obviously my schedule at this point is dependent on a group of basketball players. I'm going to Milwaukee on Wednesday. As of now, I'm planning to fly. I have thought hard about driving. People say, why would you think about driving? And here's the honest answer. If they lose, they don't play Sunday.
Is that the easiest way to get home?
The thought process is, well, I could get in the car and drive back. But it's a long drive. It's 10 and a half hours. And it's one of those deals where you think to yourself, you do the pros and cons. If the basketball gods would come down and tell me, here's what happens on Friday,
then
I'm like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, make a plan.
Because if they told me Ole Miss wins, I'm like, okay, I'm flying. And if they tell me Ole Miss loses, I'd be like, well, kind of thinking about driving. Right?
Yeah.
But it's a long haul. And if you have a car problem, you hate yourself. If you have a flat tire, you hate yourself. If you get a speeding ticket, you hate yourself. That's a lot of driving. And I've hit the stage of my life. I'm gonna be honest now. So I have to remind people, because sometimes people, and this is good, they treat me like I'm in my 20s. And I'm not.
Just means you relate to the young people.
I do. I have a lot of young people in my life, and so I relate to them. But like I drove back. So Ole Miss played Auburn at noon on Friday.
Yep.
The game ended at like 2:15. I did 3 content items, and I was out of Bridgestone at about 3:45.
Yeah.
I had checked out of the hotel, and I parked. Yeah, I mean,
Brent,
if the plane catches fire, yeah, you would hate yourself.
Come on,
too.
dog.
But now, in all honesty, I mean, if you're factoring in the safety thing, and I'm not really thinking about the safety thing, there's no question it's safer to fly.
Yeah.
No question. So I got in my car at about 3:50, and I drove back. I made it here to about 7:40. So it's 3 hours and 50 minutes. And by the end of 3 hours and 50 minutes, I had to walk.
Okay, so that makes it easy.
Everything hurts.
That's easy. Fly.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards flying.
All right, so I drove long distances for a long period of time, and I can do them while I'm by myself. I'm okay with it. But when you get a car full of people, like we drove over after Christmas. I took the boys and the fam went to Universal right before New Year's. And that last, I said never again. I got out of the car. I was like, never again.
Well,
I don't care how much it cost.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
No.
Ever.
Driving
again.
with a whole bunch of people where it's noisy. No, thanks.
Well,
I would be by myself. And so I can listen to podcasts. I can listen to Rogan, stuff like that. But like, it gets old now.
Yeah, never again.
That's a long haul.
Never again. I'm good. Never
and the
again.
Truckers now are insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get all political on this, but the truckers are nuts. They've never been nuttier than they are today.
I mean, hey, by the way, I met a trucker that listens to the show.
Oh, we have some good truckers that listen.
He's not crazy. He's good.
No, he would
validate
he would probably validate what I'm saying.
Yeah. I met a bunch of people listening to the show down in Biloxi. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
You ready to crank her up?
There's nothing scarier than driving past a truck that's doing this, and when you finally see them, they're staring at a phone. I'm like, dude, you are driving a freaking missile right now. You just for the love of God.
You know who it is too, because
I know exactly who it is.
You know, if you're texting in your car you can kind of it's hard to tell sometimes unless they're just really bad. Brother, a truck. So let's crank her up, dog. Let's juice it up. Let's crank her up. We're back.
Welcome into episode 267 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready. That is Tyler Siskey here on this. What is today?
Today is March 17th, Monday.
Today's
St. Patty's Day.
That's right, St. Patrick's Day. Hope everyone's having a great St. Patrick's Day. That used to be a bigger deal than it is now. But yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Hope you're having a good one. We're back with you today in studio. I will not be in studio later this week. We'll figure out what our schedule is later in the week
based on Scoops's day job.
I've got media in Milwaukee on Thursday afternoon, and then I have a good bit of writing to do. So maybe we'll do something short late that afternoon or something like that. Well, there were games going on or whatever. Anyway, we're brought to you by our good friends, Rain Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits, achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Scoops, the Cooper Chevrolet chat is already bumping, and it's going to be bumping today. Reminder, check this out. March is Chevy Truck Month at Cooper Chevrolet. You can get super low 2.9 APR for 72 months on the select new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500. Make sure you give our good friends at Cooper Chevrolet a call at area code 256-236-4481. That's area code 256-236-4481 at Cooper Chevrolet Buick GMC Hyundai. Got them all there, and for Chevy Truck Month. Scoops, you know what time it is? We got the bells and whistles over there. We got the bells and whistles over there. Can we go? DJ Horn. New sponsor alert. How about this? Gridiron Spice Company. So, fun fact, I'm going to do the reader and all that stuff, but here we kind of attach to our people. Was really, really excited about this. Adam reached out to me from Gridiron Spice Company. Adam is a football coach. He is a Texas high school football coach. I don't think I want to dox him. He probably does himself on TikTok, but he's got over 200-something thousand on TikTok. They got everything. They have started Gridiron Spice Company. That's right, Gridiron Spice Company. And so check this out right here, Scoops. Let me pull this back up because I already lost it. Isn't that crazy?
It happens.
All right, football fans, listen up. It's time to take your game day grub to the next level with Gridiron Spice Company. These bold spice blends are crafted to bring championship flavor to your tailgate or watch party spread. Right now, you can score the starting lineup bundle. All 4 killer blends for just $40. And if you're going big, orders over $100 get free shipping. Do you want a little extra in your playbook? Use the code, that's right, Scoops. Scoops. Use the promo code Scoops, SCOOPS, for my guy Scoops over here, at the checkout, and you can get 10% off your purchase. So make sure when you go get something for Gridiron Spice Company, and that's gridironspiceco.com. That's Gridiron, GRIDIRONSPICE, gridironspiceco.com. Stock up and tackle your taste buds with Gridiron Spice. Remember the promo code Scoops. How about that? No, good dude. And here's the deal: is like as Scoops know, we usually don't do this kind of the promo code stuff. But these guys are football coaches. One used to be a football coach as a coach, and one is a football coach. And I'm going to support them everything I can do there. Make sure you go if you're somebody that's in the mood for some rubs. No Tucker. Go check out gridironspiceco.com.
From the sounds of things, he's always in the mood for some rubs. Like a lot.
Maybe we can get Adam over at Gridiron Spice to get Justin Tucker, but probably not. But no, good people, good dude. I've been following his content on
based on what I hear, that
TikTok
would not
forever.
Be a dry
that
rub.
Probably not be.
That'd be a wet rub.
There you go. I bet he doesn't clip that. He said, hey, you mind if I clip some of that for social? I said, no, go ahead. And I bet he doesn't clip that.
Sometimes not all rubs are dry rubs.
I can't even start. All right. I want to do these guys sucking today. And it leads into something. How about our good friends at County Line Campers? County Line Campers, are you a Bama fan that's excited to finally have a quarterback that can throw a forward pass? Or are you an Auburn fan that's excited about your new multi-million-dollar running back? Quarterback. Or maybe you are a Vandy fan that hates football but loves baseball season. They love basketball now. Whatever your sport, whatever your team, why not enjoy watching them from the comfort of your very own RV? Or better yet, enjoy the game day experience by tailgating in luxury. At County Line Campers in Gulfport, Mississippi, we are moving out all the remaining new models with our spring cleaning closeout sales event. Save up to 49% on select new RVs, starting with payments as low as $199 a month. Make sure you follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and check out Miss Destiny's demonstration videos on YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff. So make sure you follow County Line Campers, whatever you're at, social media-wise. And they are the highest-rated RV dealer in the state of Mississippi. And if you don't believe him, Google it. When you think about camping, think about County Line Campers. And I wanted to say this. I went by and saw, and this kind of leads into it. That's why I'll read them in a second. I went by and saw Rob last week when we were in Gulfport. I stayed in Gulfport. We went down for Brock's baseball stuff. Awesome setup. Got to see the setup coming to Talladega.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Rob's gonna take care of us there. It's very nice, but just a huge lot of super nice as far as you can see. Right there off exit 38 I-10. And I got sent you a hat. We got a little hat right here. Make camping great again.
Absolutely.
And he's got his County Line Campers on the side right there. I got to figure out an angle where you can get the logo in there. And I got this. He gave me this one. This is like my new favorite hat.
I like that.
This is the County Line Campers bunny logo.
Okay.
I haven't taken it off since I've worn this hat every single day since I left seeing my guy Rob.
So that's their mascot?
That's their mascot. And so they actually have
They
have two live bunnies in the dealership.
How about that?
They got two.
I do like the hat. Is that black?
It's camouflage.
Okay,
Camo.
I see now.
Yeah,
Okay,
camo. But they have two live bunnies in there in the which is awesome. In the dealership, it's wild. But yeah, it's a super nice setup. So if you need an RV or camper,
bunnies just running around.
No, they got them. They got them
in
like
a cage?
I got a whole tutorial about the difference between domesticated bunnies and undomesticated bunnies.
Okay,
I learned things about bunnies the other day I wasn't aware of. But they got them kind of like I wouldn't say almost like a what's the right word, like a kids play fence in the corner of the store, and they let them run around. They got a little place for them.
They can't hop over it.
No, I don't think. Well, maybe they can. I don't know. I didn't ask that question.
Okay.
They were chill when I went by. They were snuggled up. The two bunnies were snuggled up.
I bet. You know what they say about bunnies.
Oh boy, here we go. No, but hey, shout out to Rob and those guys. It was awesome. Good trip. Make sure if you're down near Gulfport, give them a call. If you're looking for an RV, get it serviced, all that stuff. We'll talk about them more later. All right. Let's talk a little bit. So I was talking a little bit about it, and we're going to move on to the NCAA stuff and get to the fun stuff. So I went down last week. You're doing the NCAA SEC tournament, and I was with my wife. We went down and played a lot of baseball in like a 2.5 day period. It was good. I love this. So they played Petal, Mississippi. They played Petal on, that would have been Tuesday night. And brother, they got a kid named Tanner. I'm gonna blow this kid's name all up. It's Tanner. I didn't mess it up. It's Bella. I want to say it's Bellevue, Beliveau.
Probably
Bellevue. He has signed already with Mississippi State.
Okay.
And when you go, especially in Mississippi's good baseball, especially at the high classifications, and you go and you see these teams play, and then you see a guy like this, and you're like, oh, that's what they look like. He hits 98 on the radar gun, and everything off of his bat feels like it's a miracle that it stays inside the park. It doesn't matter what you throw him. Great hitter. Great. That's what they look like. The kid was, he's huge. He's a hell of a player, can run, can throw they got everything. And it's almost like, That's what it takes to play in the SEC. Ha! And then played Ocean Springs the next day, and then played Briarcrest at Pascagoula. So went all the way down to the coast to play Briarcrest, which is an hour away.
Right. Makes sense.
And they have a pitcher that's already committed to Texas, a lefty, named Finn Waters.
Okay.
I think he's a lefty. He hit 92 on the gun, but he wasn't throwing. He was like pitching. I don't know. I think he struck out 14 of 17 batters he faced. But it's just a huge, it's like, that's what they look like. So what's crazy to think is when you see how many kids play baseball, right? And then you get out there and you're like, oh, that's what they look like. And then we took the boys to the Ole Miss game Friday and Saturday. And Ole Miss, their starting shortstop gets hurt, and they put in this kid that was from New York that was all world and all that stuff and played on all the national teams and all that stuff. And then you're like, oh, he's struggling. I'm like, yeah, but, he'd probably hit 600 on your local high school team.
Oh, for sure.
It's amazing. Like there's levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see them, you're like, oh, like you see that level playing at the high school level, even though it's an elite high school level, it's freaking impressive. But I want to give a shout out to those two kids because they both are hell of players. That's what they look like. All right, little NFL news before we get to the fun stuff. Our Bengals got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins done. Jamar Chase, 161 for 4, makes him the high. Now he's the highest paid non-quarterback at 40. I think it was like 40 and change per AAV. And then T. Higgins, they get done for 115. So T. Higgins got a little bit of a raise, but he didn't get really much of a raise off of what he was getting. He just gets a longer deal.
Gets the longer deal with more guaranteed money. Yeah.
But they got that done, so they got him off of that. So Bengals have to be good in the draft because they got a lot of money tied up between the two receivers and the quarterback. So
supposedly they're progressing with Hendrickson to bring him back.
And that's if they do, that's fine. It's just there's not going to be a lot of money left over for everybody else.
No, they're going to have to be very, very good in the draft.
Be great in the draft.
Yep.
To be a contender.
Yep.
So,
but step one there is you have to make Joe Burrow happy, and
check.
And
they did that.
And now, unlike the last couple of years, they won't have those distractions going into camp. You first had it with Chase, and then you had it with Higgins, and now they'll both show up probably pretty happy and ready to get to work, something to prove, and they are a dynamic offense when the three of them are together. I mean, they are.
Yeah, I mean,
and so
Chase hit the Triple Crown.
I mean, they were. I know they didn't make the playoffs. I get it. They were really close to being a really good team last year. Just a couple that had a weird kick, had a weird overtime game, had a few things kind of not go their way. Where had those things gone their way, they would have been a bitch in the playoffs.
Yes. Well, you don't want to face that offense.
No, you don't want to face that offense when it gets rolling. So. I actually think they're doing the right thing, and now their fans are going to be excited.
They're locked in for 4 years with those guys.
Yeah,
so.
you couldn't run the risk being the Bengals of not.
It keeps the window open for 4 years.
Not making Joe Burrow happy. You couldn't run the risk of getting a reputation for you're so cheap that you're willing to risk Joe Burrow asking out of the deal.
Correct.
So this settles that, gives them some stability moving forward. And obviously, it's pressure on their defense. A lot of pressure on their defense. Al Golden coming in from Notre Dame. A lot of pressure on him. But
good ball coach.
Here's the thing. Any other the fan base is like, that's stupid. Those exact same fan bases would be thrilled if you'd added Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to your wide receiver core.
No.
I mean, I bottom line, I get it.
All right. Before we get to basketball, which is what's going to be the majority of today's show, I felt like we had some hand raised guy stuff we need to talk about while we were gone. All right. So the first one, this is in no particular order, just what I typed it up in. The NIT, the National Invitational Tournament, needs a hand raised guy.
Well, it needs an executioner. They need to kill that. It's over.
They did my boys dirty last night. I don't know if you saw this or not. They did my boys dirty down in South Alabama, Mobile. They just did them dirty. So last night, and I actually saw a video of this late last night, talking about the other situation. But so UC Riverside, they committed to 2 postseason tournaments. they committed to both the NIT and the CBI, which is another NIT tournament, another postseason tournament. And so after the NIT saw UC Riverside had committed to the CBI, like literally when they released their brackets, UC Riverside was on both brackets. Okay. And so the NIT reaches out to our boys at South Alabama. They reach out to the Jags and invite them to the NIT at 9:30 last night.
Okay.
And South Alabama accepts. They have a team meeting, meet with the players, regular season champs of the Sun Belt.
Yep.
Hey, South Alabama players all excited because they were juiced about getting to the postseason. Any postseason play is exciting for them, right?
Yep.
Have a team meeting. Hey, we're playing in the tournament. Tell the players, and then they called them back a couple hours later and rescinded the invitation after they talked UC Riverside into dropping the other one and coming back. So they invited a team. They invited South Alabama. South Alabama has a team meeting, tells the players the whole deal. They're excited, and then call back and take the invitation back. That's messed up, man.
It is.
That's legitly messed up. And like, if you're the NIT, you got to have enough nuts to say, hey, if you didn't want to be here and you accepted that other one, kick rocks. We're out. We'll see you. You shouldn't have accepted UC Riverside back. You let them play both sides of the fence. That's Buster, man. That's Buster. They did the NIT, man. Y'all need help. That's terrible.
They need to die.
That's so bad.
That tournament's so bad.
That's so bad.
It is the most depressing tournament.
So bad. So bad.
It's just depressing. South Alabama doesn't know it, but they won.
Come on, man.
No, I'm totally serious.
It's
a bad tournament. There's nothing in it for anyone. There used to be a trip to New York at the end. So
they go to Indianapolis now, right?
Or no, they go to like Frisco. Nothing against Frisco, but like, give me a freaking break. It's a bad tournament. Nobody wants to play in that tournament. If you're not in the NCAA tournament, you're not in the tournament. Just stop.
It's so bad. So bad. NIT, I'm so disappointed in you. That's bad stuff. All right, and we'll talk about the other one. I have a write-in hand raise guy. All right, the other one. So this happened to me Saturday, Scoops. So Saturday, first of all, thoughts and prayers for everybody affected by the tornadoes. They were terrible. We were very fortunate here. We had the sirens go off, I think, twice. But Saturday.
Yeah.
Were you here on Saturday?
I was.
Yeah. So we had the sirens off twice.
It was one of the reasons I hustled back was because they were talking about really bad weather.
Yeah, it was bad. They missed us, but thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by it. A lot of people are lost a lot of lives in this thing around the country, and bad deal. So Saturday comes, the weather kind of got out of here at like 4:00, and you got three boys in the house, 3-time world champ here, and they're kind of stir crazy because they've been locked up all day. And they decided they wanted to go to the baseball game. So at the last second on Saturday, I hopped on the second-hand market, a lot of tickets available, and got tickets. And I was spoiled thanks to somebody, one of the people on board. I bought some tickets on Friday from somebody from your board. It had a great parking pass. I was like, man, parking pass is the way to go. So on this second-hand market, not an advertiser, so I'm not going to give their name out, but they also had parking passes available, right?
Uh-huh.
And with my time of working at the University of Mississippi, I know.
I stand corrected, by the way. The NIT Final Four this year is at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
Okay. There we go.
I mean,
congratulations.
I stand by my previous statement, but it is better than Frisco.
So,
get the St. Elmo's.
Indy is a clean city, though.
Yeah, I like Indy.
I like Indy.
I
like Indy.
Get to go to St. Elmo's. Get you some shrimp cocktail.
I've never been, but I do like it. I think Indy's a clean city. So, Scoops, I purchased a parking pass at the Manning Center. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the reason I did that, I was like, okay, it's like we can either walk or, if we leave early, we can walk, or they do the shuttle. They have golf carts that shuttle from the Manning Center to the baseball field, right? So I go over early. We go pick up. Knox had a buddy spending the night, so we pick him up. So I'm full of kids. I got 3 boys with me plus me, and I park at the Manning Center. And as I walk up, I see there's a line. Okay. There's a line.
Okay.
Waiting for the golf carts. Like, cool. Not many people there yet. So I walk up and there's like, I don't know, I'm probably 6th or 7th in line. And we're sitting there, and as we're waiting, when we're waiting for a while, as we're waiting, a lot of blue hairs show up.
Okay.
And what do? They proceed to get in line as well.
Okay.
Okay. So we have this line waiting, a line.
Okay.
Formed, and you're waiting to get on the shuttle. And there's, I'm sitting there, and here come, after about 10 minutes, took forever, but whatever. I probably could have walked by now, but 2 golf carts, 2 of the larger golf carts.
Could have got your steps in.
Could have got my steps in.
I got my steps in Nashville all week.
I'd already gotten them in that day. That's probably why I didn't do it. But
okay.
So I'm waiting. Well, they pull up at the front of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, sure enough, I sit there, and pretty much everybody in front of me gets on the first golf cart, and I'm waiting to get on the second golf cart. And I turn around and look, and all the blue hairs decided to get on the second golf cart that were in the back of the line. I mean, there was a line formed.
Yeah.
And they decided to get out of the back of the line that they were in and go ahead and jump in a golf cart heading to the stadium.
Okay.
But that's not even what it was. The gall that it took to look at the people in the front of the line that was standing there for 20 minutes, dude, they didn't even check up. The amount of entitlement that took to do that,
yeah,
and the lack of shame when they sat in that golf cart, and I did, I make things awkward. I just turned around and looked at them like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm just looking like, you see all these people standing in line, and they just got out of the back of the line, like, and they looked at me like, I've been parking here for 62 years. I can get on the golf cart whenever I would like to. Didn't even duck their head or nothing. Just got out of line and got on the golf cart. I was fucking pissed.
This was Saturday night?
Yeah, I was pissed. And I was sitting there going like, you assholes. And look, I appreciate all the years that you spent on this earth. I do. I respect my elders. But karma's a bitch now. I don't care if you're 65 or plus. You know what? I hope on Sunday morning that you choked on your Metamucil.
Oh, wow.
I hope you choked on your Metamucil and it just didn't come out right. I hope you had a tough time because karma's a bitch. I don't care how old you are. I mean, just the hello. I've been going to this game. I've had my seats for 67 years. I can get on a golf cart whenever I want to. I don't have to stand in line. I was like, you assholes. That was some bullshit. So whoever you are, Ole Miss fan that did that.
How many were there?
It's like 7, 8 of them.
How old were they?
Oh, I know one of them too. I'll call your ass.
Oh, you know one of them?
I know one of them.
Oh.
I know one of them. He didn't see me, but I saw him. One of them was a friend of the program that I knew back in the day.
Do I know him?
Yes.
Oh.
One of them was a friend of the program that I knew back in the day. I don't want to say his name, obviously, but he was a friend of the program back in the day. He didn't see me, but I saw him. I'm going to call and give him shit. And I hope you, friend of the program.
You know him well enough to call him?
Oh, yeah. I got his number. I should call him and bring him on the show, but I won't do that. But he was a friend of the program. But, I mean, I was like, what the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing? That's bullshit. All right. It really was. That was some bullshit.
Is that him? I just sent you a name.
No, but I know who that is.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If he was there, guaranteed he would have hopped on the second. Yes. It was a bunch of people just like him. Yeah. Guaranteed. Yeah. If he'd have been there, he'd have hopped on it. But
the word for word for that is entitled.
Hey, a lot of people in his age group though.
Yeah.
Very similar. They all probably went to high school together.
They might have just had to get to the restroom, man.
Must have had a long drive. Did he go leak the prostate out? I don't know, man. That was I don't know. That was some bullshit. And there were like other people, and they looked at us like we were the assholes. And we're sitting there standing in line. We were there for 15 minutes before they got in line. I mean, it wasn't like this was a 2-minute deal.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
That's some bullshit. It really was. I was like, that's wild. And now, so the lady comes back. Here's the best part. The person driving the golf cart.
Right.
So uncomfortable.
Because she knew.
And she was like,
whoa. Did y'all get on the next cart?
Yeah, we had to wait another 15 minutes. So I said, I was making a point at that point in time.
Yeah.
I was just making a point.
I'm not leaving.
No, I was. Yeah,
I'm going to ride this cart.
When I get like that, I've been told before, I can get real petty sometimes. So I was making a point at that point. Yeah. I didn't care if we missed the first 3 innings. So there you go. All right. Last hand raise guy.
Did you miss the game?
No, got there just in time.
Okay.
I sat down on my seat. Poor kid that I was. I got all kinds of shit I need to tell. I don't know if I can say this, but I don't know if this violates anybody's HIPAA. The kid, I felt like I was like, holy shit. The kid that was with us, that was spending the night with Knox. We're there. I don't know, dude. We're there. Half an inning.
Okay.
I mean, we're still in the first.
Okay.
And Knox, my kids, and I know Drew listens to our show, like our kids our age, they don't go to the ballpark to watch the game.
No.
They go what now they've called the Thunderdome down there in left field. There is, when you go out, there's that playground, all that stuff. There is the back of that concession stand, there is a badass wall ball game going on at all times. I mean, just kids humming. And so, like, it's cool because, like, some of the kids are all the age, but there's always that 13 or 14-year-old kid.
He's a little too old
for the game. And he takes a football and throws it as hard as he can and hits the kid that was with me.
Oh, no.
Right square in the nose.
Oh.
Blood everywhere.
Oh, no. A Marsha Brady moment.
Yeah. And so I'm like, man.
Remember that with Marsha Brady?
Dude. And I'm like, oh, the parents.
Marsha had a hot date coming up.
Yeah.
Peter nailed her in the face with the football.
Yeah. I still think that was written in because she hadn't nose job done. I think that was written in.
Oh, that's my interesting theory.
Yeah.
Interesting theory. I wonder how old Marsha was at that time.
16, 17, 18, probably.
Yep.
Anyway, so I was like, the parents are going to, like, but it was, they were full tilt the whole time, but I was like, yeah, that's great.
So you bled all over the place?
Did you? just all over the place. Sweatshirt covered with blood, the whole deal.
What'd you do?
I went down there and just hung out with him in left field until he calmed down a little bit. And I got him some Skittles and a Coke, and he was good to go.
He just played in the bloody shirt the rest of the way?
No, it was his hoodie. He took his hoodie off
okay.
But yeah, he got thumped in the nose. He was pretty good after that though. But
all right.
Yeah, Skittles and a hoodie. I mean, Skittles and a Coke. He was good to go.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a little traumatic when you're 9.
Yeah.
A little traumatic.
A little rough.
But he bounced back. He bounced back.
He's ready to go.
Went back to the game, right?
Bounced back. Took a couple innings, but we got him back.
That's okay.
Got him back. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then, by the way, the concession stand prices at the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
All right,
somebody got to pay for them players.
Someone's got to pay for those players, man.
Mike, this goes out to Mike Bianco. I did my part in rev share for the baseball program this weekend.
There you go.
It's like literally I had, 4 people with us, counting me?
Yeah.
do you know how much the chicken tendy basket was?
$18.
$15.50.
Okay.
I got a sausage dog for $10.
Yeah.
Cokes for $8.
$8.
I mean, what?
Hey, them first basemen don't come for free.
I did my part. I did my part for the Rebels this weekend.
I mean, if you're gonna beat Tennessee, you're gonna have to come up with some cash now. It's just the way it works. It is what it is. Nothing like a trip to the college ballpark, dropping $60 a head on dinner.
Shit. I think all in total, because Brock, of course, goes back and gets he got barbecue nachos. That was $15.50.
Yep.
Then he went back and got some kind of funnel cake thing. I think I legitly think I spent $100 in concessions.
Yeah,
easily.
That's what I'm saying. Dinner for 4.
And by the way, I had a Coke and a dog. That's it.
T-Gun says can't hide money.
Shit.
Amen. Look at you.
It is.
Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah.
Man, doing the big stuff, going to when someone says, man, you throw some money around, don't you? Hell yeah, I go to college baseball games.
Well, by the way, the tickets were $6 on Saturday. So the tickets were $6. This is another thing. The tickets were $6.
You could go to 3 games for the price of 1 hot dog.
Yeah. The tickets were $6, okay?
Yeah.
The fees were $9.79 on the website.
Oh.
So the ticket was $6.
Well,
the fees were like $9.
SeatGeek's got to get theirs too now.
Hey, I mean,
it's expensive out there.
It is. I don't know what's going on, by the way. Not an Ole Miss. This is probably more of an athletic. It's probably it'd be a good Chase Parham question. He probably won't want to answer it. I want to know who buys the seats in Club 4111.
Oh, out there in the thing?
I've been to 2 games, 2 SEC games. I've seen 2 people in 2 games out there.
Oh, is that it?
2.
It's no longer popular? Because at first it was kind of popular, right?
I mean, I don't know if they just didn't show up.
Because I don't think this is just an Ole Miss thing. I think a lot of schools have learned that a lot of people, if you put the word club in front of something,
it gets sold.
They get all excited about it.
Yeah, was nobody out there. I've been out there before. I've been out there twice. It's nice. It's long. You're a long way from the action, but it's like it's food, drink, the whole deal.
Yeah, they're not there for the action.
But there's nobody there.
Oh.
I mean, like I saw 2 people in two games, 2 SEC games.
Isn't it interesting? I walked into a bar in Nashville after one of the games. I think it was Thursday. Maybe it was Wednesday. I don't know. But I walked in and there was nobody in there, and I couldn't decide if that was like, I need to get the hell out of here because it must not be any good, or if I was like, I struck pay dirt.
Tough time. Figured out which one was which.
I mean, I hung for a little while, and then I was like, I noticed nobody seemed to be eating, and so I was like, I'm not. I'll eat somewhere else.
All right. Before we get to basketball scoops,
I guess it was Thursday. Go ahead. No one cares.
Oh, you're good.
No one cares.
Go ahead. You done?
I think I'm done. Didn't Ole Miss play Thursday? Yeah,
Ole Miss played Thursday.
Ole Miss played Arkansas Thursday. Yeah, it was after that game. I went. That was the day that I tested the journalism gods, and they gave me a scare, but ultimately gave me a passing grade. Halftime of the Ole Miss Arkansas game, I had a really good column about this is a dress rehearsal for the NCAAs.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Ole Miss is in the 6-7 range. Arkansas is probably at 10. This is that kind of game. And Ole Miss appeared very poised to kind of win it comfortably. And they were going to play Auburn the next day. And I was like, it's kind of not exactly a carbon copy, but I had the whole thing set up where all I needed was a quote, and I'm done. Right? And Ole Miss is up like 14-15, and I'm kind of moving on to some other things. I'm cutting photos. I'm thinking to myself, dude, you might get out of here after like 30. You might need 30 minutes post-game to roll. And then Arkansas starts coming back. And I'm like, we're good. We're good. Then Arkansas takes the lead. Ole Miss comes back. I'm like, we're good. Then Arkansas goes up 8, and I'm like, we ain't so good anymore. We might not be good. And so I start thinking, do I go start rewriting? And something came over me that said, nope. We're going to absolutely dig our heels in the ground. And when Eduardo Klafke, who I think had made like 1-3 since January the 10th.
He didn't shoot very often.
Arkansas is up 8.
He doesn't have the most confidence on offense right now.
Arkansas is up 8. This is God's honest truth. Arkansas is up 8. Ole Miss is having an absolute disaster of a possession. The ball's just nowhere. No one's got anything. Like 2 seconds left on the shot clock. There's this Arkansas guy behind me who's like getting fired up. He's like, lock him down. I'm like, you're locking him down because Klafke's got it, and I don't think he's going to shoot. And then lo and behold, dude pops up with a 25-footer, goes in, and I went, oh, I'm good. They're winning. And sure enough, that's like when Padula made that shot and everybody was acting like it was this stunning. I already knew. The basketball gods in me.
You already knew?
I knew Ole Miss was winning. I didn't know how they were going to win.
Should have bet that thing. Live odds that. You should have live bet that thing. And you were in Tennessee. You could have live bet that thing.
I mean, even when I guess it was Richmond. By the way, the Arkansas's 2 little freshman guards. They're not little, but now they're starting to play well. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Talk about them just a second.
I think it was Richmond made a bucket with like 26, 27 seconds left to put Arkansas up 3. Even in that moment, I'm like, yeah, we're good. It's all good. I'm fine. My story's fine. I'm going to be able to write it. Sure enough, Davis goes down. Conventional and 1. Ties it up. Even when Arkansas got fouled and Trevin Brazile goes to the line with 7-point-something left, I'm like, we're good. Ain't a problem.
Ball don't lie.
It's just, I just felt good about it.
Dude, you should live bet.
And then I checked out of my hotel. I was like, hey, if you check out of the hotel before the Auburn game, they're going to win. And I went, no.
Don't believe it.
No, I don't believe that. And even when it was 46-46 second half, and I was like, there's a little part of me going, boy, you are absolutely playing with the gods right now. Even then, I just stuck to my guns.
Love it.
I did tell some people, I'm like, hey, if Ole Miss wins, I told a couple Auburn people, if Ole Miss wins, this is my fault.
Do you know what would happen? Do you know what?
Richmond does have some hops. He does. He's He and Wagner, both, the two young guys for Arkansas, I don't know if they're freshmen or sophomores or whatever.
They're new.
They're both athletic. Richmond has some hops. I agree. He's a really athletic kid.
They're good. I mean, I think they're we'll talk about it in a second. All right, Scoops, guess what? In case you are looking, when you decide to drive to Milwaukee and you're worried about your car breaking down, you know what you can do? You can hop in to our Kia from Kia Meridian. Big savings are happening right now at Kia Meridian. You can get $10,000 in rebates and 0% financing on select vehicles. Plus, for a limited time, we're matching your down payment up to $2,500. That means more car for your money all month long. Don't wait. These deals won't last. Visit Kia of Meridian today. Kia of Meridian, where great deals drive home with you. Give them a call at area code 601-483-6444. And you know what, Scoops? If you decide to do that and you go down, you say, Trav, just got that new Kia from Kia Meridian. Trav's going to pull it out right out of the back closet. He's going to pull it out. And he's going to say, guess what, Scoops? You get to spin the wheel and win awesome prizes like a PS5, an Xbox, a TV, and more. So check them out at Kia of Meridian.
Those of you who are wanting out of corporate America, maybe you're looking for your next business venture. If you're interested in learning about buying a business or franchise, Andy Ludicky can help. Andy is a longtime Rivals board member. He's a diehard college football fan, franchise veteran. He'll work with you to help you find a franchise or a business that fits your DNA. In other words, your skill sets, your goals. Andy's an awesome guy. I know Andy real well. Met with him a couple times. Had a couple beers with him. Really good dude. He loves to help others. Just call him to learn about his process and services. 100% free. It's a no-brainer for those of you wanting to get into business ownership. And by the way, Andy is doing an NIL deal with your favorite college baseball team, whether it's Ole Miss, Tennessee, Auburn, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Missouri. If you're a Missouri baseball fan, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. Tell him, hey, here's who my team is. For every person that he works with from this podcast, tell him you heard about it on McCready and Siskey. When you call or email or whatever, he'll donate between $500 and $1,000 to your favorite college's baseball team. Great guy, ton of business experience to lean on through your process. You can call him at 404-973-9901 or you can email him at andy@myperfectfranchise.net.
Scoops, remind a brand new sponsor, and for all the people who like to smoke meat, no diddy. If you're a smoker, no diddy of meats, and that's your thing, check out Gridiron Spice Company. Remind everybody, brand new sponsor, Adam and the guys, football coaches, and Scoops just put it in the chat, Gridiron Spice Company. Check out all the rubs in the chat. He put the link in the YouTube chat. Check out all the rubs and everything. Football coaches, that's what we're here to support these guys. And here we go. All right, football fans, listen up. It's time for your game day grub. Take your game day grub to the next level with Gridiron Spice Company. These bold spice blends are crafted to bring championship flavor to your tailgate or watch party spread. Right now, you can score the starting lineup bundle. All 4 killer blends for just $40. And if you're going big, orders over $100 get free shipping. If you want a little extra in your playbook, make sure you use the promo code SCOOPS at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. Head over to gridironspiceco.com, and Scoops put the link in the chat. And stock up and tackle your taste buds with Gridiron Spice. Let's go. I'm excited about that.
How about that?
I'm all about coaches. Now that I'm on the outside looking in, I'm all about supporting coaches. He's done a great job branding himself too on TikTok and social media. He got over 200,000 on TikTok, so he's done a great job.
How about that? And
if you've probably seen his videos, and if you hear him say a day in the life of a Texas high school football coach, that's Adam. All right, last going a little hoops here. So starting out with little hoops, it's kind of a little hand raised guy. I got asked this a bunch. I was on live for about, I don't know, probably 30 minutes or so today before we started up. Everybody was all asking about the North Carolina in, West Virginia out. What do you think? Take on that. And now we got the West Virginia governor that's going to sue and take on the NCAA, kind of like Florida State did when they got left out of the playoffs. And, like, that's a political move to get more votes, and I get all that. But, like, I have a tough time getting upset. Am I just being old man yelling at cloud here, or not yelling at cloud, or my give a shit meter's broken? There's 68 teams in the tournament, and I have a tough time getting anxiety over the 68th and 69th team in.
Yes, like, I've always said this.
You've had there's been a gazillion opportunities along the way to not be that team. So I don't know. I just don't get, I don't know. I don't get bent out of shape for that. So kind of is what that is there. All right, NCAA tournament time. Here we go. Grind, ready to go. Here we go. So Scoops, can you first thing is, can you post the link to the
yeah, I'll repost it here in just 1 second.
Scoops is going to repost the link. If you would like to join free of charge, it is our open one bracket challenge for the McCready Siskey podcast. We will have a winner. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to give $100 to the winner plus a hoodie of your choice out of our shop. So we'll do a hoodie of your choice, plus $100 from your boy for the winner to the NCAA tournament bracket. The group is, Scoops just posted it in the chat. It's free to sign up, one bracket only. We'll talk about that as we'll probably have our first review next Monday to see how it went over the weekend. No surprise to anybody, or I guess it was a little surprise going on, a little more than we thought, but SEC team record, 14 teams out of the 16 in the tournament. I am not shocked. I think in my opinion, once Oklahoma and Texas both won on Wednesday, that kind of secured 14 in.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew yesterday when I saw North Carolina on that 11 line play in, like the second one, they showed up and said, "Oh, Texas is in." If North Carolina's in, there was no way that they were not going to put Texas in and put North Carolina in. Going back to that, I forgot that I left this part out. There's a lot of people upset, Scoops, about North Carolina getting in with their commissioner, their AD on the committee.
Yeah, he's been on the committee the whole year.
And everybody that's upset about this, my thoughts are, I'm sure everybody in our chat, I'm assuming, Neal, you know what assuming will do, but I'm assuming everybody in our chat lived through 2020.
Yes.
At this point in time, are you surprised that somebody on a committee got their stuff through? Are we surprised that somebody on a committee got their team through? I just kind of expected it.
Well, but look.
I kind of expected it.
They do have a net of 36.
Yeah.
They do have a net of 36. Yes, they're 1-12 in quad one. But that means that 12 of their 13 losses were quad one. I'm not advocating for North Carolina. I'm just saying at the end of the tournament, the last teams in are gonna be flawed.
Yeah.
West Virginia's net's in the 50s.
You're picking less warts.
They told you net matters. It matters.
Yeah.
So shut up. West Virginia lost a bunch of games they shouldn't have lost. Get over it.
Yeah. I'm not passionate either way about it. I just don't understand the argument.
None of the teams in that range are going to win the title, so shut up. You made the tournament. You didn't make the tournament. I don't know what to tell people at West Virginia, but the governor, first of all, sir, if that's the biggest damn thing going on in West Virginia, then everybody needs to be moving there.
He's doing the political. He's trying to. It's West Virginia. He's getting votes. That's what
I get it.
It is what it is. That's just that politics like that bother me a little bit. But anyway, all right, Scoops. It's time for the final going into the tournament. Final KenPom 21-31 list going into your tournament. So remember these teams. Remember 96% since it's been tracked. 96% of the winners of the tournament have come from teams that are top 21 offense efficiency and top 31 defense efficiency. 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 8 going in. We had 9 for a long time. We have 8. Here they are. Florida Gators, to no surprise. I will spoil the record. Spoil it. I'm picking Florida.
Who's not?
Yeah, I know, right? We're going to go a little game theory in a second. The Auburn Tigers, The Duke Blue Devils. Surprising, not surprising. Gonzaga in the top 21-31. The Houston Cougars, no surprise. Wisconsin stays. So Wisconsin was out, came back in, all that stuff. The Tennessee Vols are now in the top 21-31. The Iowa State Cyclones are team number 8. So I'm going to repeat that. That's it.
Okay.
I'm going to repeat that. Florida, Auburn, Duke, Gonzaga, Houston, Wisconsin, Tennessee, and Iowa State. What happened to Clemson? Why were they not in there? Clemson was in there for a long time. Did Clemson get bumped out?
I don't know.
Let's see what the Clemson. Yeah, they went to 24th offensively. So, yeah, they dropped out. Clemson dropped to 24th offensively, so they dropped out. And then the one that's on the edge, just so, because we got a lot of people that listen that are just, rammer jammer. Alabama is one spot out. Alabama was 32 on defense. So they were one spot out.
Okay.
So they were close, but they were one spot out, but they got injuries and all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, Scoops. As we go through this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go through life advice at the end to close this thing out. So let's go through the brackets. Okay. And we'll go through the brackets here, and then we're going to talk about what you think could be upsets, not upsets, or interesting games or not interesting games.
All right, I'm pulling up a bracket if I can find it.
I got it right here. I'll call them out to you. All right, I expect Auburn to win, no problem there. All right, first game, Louisville-Creighton.
See, and I'll tell you this. The one problem I have with this for people going in is figuring out how to change your name.
I got it for you.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you, dog.
I'm the one person on earth that, and I do this every year. Yeah. I rarely do a bracket.
I got you, dog.
So
I got you. We'll do it right after the show.
I'm trying to find I don't have time, but I'll find the bracket.
Find bracket. All right. So Auburn, I got it right here. Auburn's got the playing Alabama State, St. Francis winner on the 20th, which will be Thursday. And then cool. All right, Louisville-Creighton. Louisville's going to be the trendy pick here. Louisville's played really well, but they played really well in the ACC. Creighton would be interesting pick for me. Creighton got better as the year went on. I'm debating on this. I don't know yet. I would probably go Creighton in this game. I don't know. All right, the big trendy we're going right down the south here. The big trendy upset right now, Michigan, the 5 seed, is playing UC San Diego. Okay. Michigan is a team here's where I'm going with this is who's the coach of Michigan right now, Scoops?
Dusty May.
Okay. He's had a pretty good run in tournaments. We agree with that?
He took FAU to the Final Four and then went to the round of 32.
And then what year is this in Michigan? At Michigan?
For him?
Yeah.
Second year?
All right. Do you feel like were they the best team in the Big Ten all year long? They found a way to win the damn tournament. I think this guy's a tournament coach. That's about the best way I can explain it. Everybody's picking this UC San Diego upset. I don't see it. This is like one of the most popular upsets, 5-12 games right here. I don't see it.
I mean, here's my thing. I haven't seen San Diego play all year, and I haven't seen Michigan, but maybe
they're good,
but maybe once. So this is where I'm open with people, and it drives people crazy. This is one of the things in my field that I don't understand the fan disconnect. I haven't seen these teams. I admit it out loud, and they get mad.
I've seen them.
You've watched a lot of college
Criteria
basketball.
Club. Shout out to Criteria Club. It makes me watch it.
Yeah. I can tell you about SEC teams. There's 2 or 3 other teams that I've seen a few times. But, I haven't seen Michigan play this year. I know nothing about them.
Well, they're solid, but they're a good tournament team. They played really well in the tournament, had lost a few down the stretch. This is not the kind of team. I just don't think this is the kind of team that gives them problems. I like Michigan to win this one. Texas A&M and Yale. Yale's the story. Here's the thing. If Yale didn't do what they did to Auburn last year, I'd say you got a chance here. I don't think Buzz Williams is going to have a tough time getting his team's attention right here. I think Texas A&M wins this one. Ole Miss is a 6, playing the winner of San Diego State and North Carolina. I do think North Carolina wins this game. North Carolina's been playing well down the stretch. San Diego State's a good team. I do think it will be North Carolina. And I just go back to I think Ole Miss wins regardless. I don't think this is a 6-11 matchup. I do think they win there. Iowa State and Lipscomb.
So you got Ole Miss winning Friday.
I do. Here's my thing. I've gone through this a couple times. I haven't done my official bracket yet. Besides, I know Florida. I'm picking Florida to win. I don't feel. Again, I'm going to be wrong because it happens every year. I'm having a tougher time this year, and I will go to venture and say I watch more basketball than 99% of the people out there because I watch every single night, both windows, every single night. I watch, I don't know, I watch a minimum of 8 games a day.
Wow.
A minimum.
I mean, I don't know whether to be impressed or
now
worried,
I got 4
about
going
your
at the
mental
same
health.
time, but you know, I watch 8 games a day. I mean, that's a lot. That's more than most people. And here's where I'm having a tough time with my bracket, and you could be.
Which game are we talking about right now?
I'm just in general right now.
Okay.
I'm still in the South. I'm about to be done in the South. I have a tough time seeing as many upsets as I've seen in the past. I think high seeds are going to be high seeds.
Because they have better players.
I think this is probably a part of a bigger discussion. This is my opinion. Buy you a cup of coffee the next time you drive through. I think we're on the peak of a roster building trend. I think it will change a little bit in basketball, not as much as it will in football. But I think we're on a peak of a roster building thing where the teams that spend money, they have the players. These group of 5 teams that have been dangerous in the past have had dudes that could hurt you.
Right.
Don't think those dudes are there anymore. I think they're playing for other teams. Okay. Ole Miss has got a Juju, what's his last name?
Murray.
Juju, he played at St. Peter's.
Yeah.
On their run. Those players are now playing on other teams. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
I just don't think there's as many opportunities for quote unquote upsets of these mid-majors taking on the big boys.
I agree.
As there has been in the past. And I think we're on the peak of that. Basketball will not change as much. I think you're going to see this starting after this season moving forward with rev share coming in, I think it's going to be easier for basketball to maintain their dominance in bigger levels than it will be in football. And because you can bring up in basketball, you can bring up the best player at a group of 5 school, and he can be really effective. Like Juju Murray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he an effective player for Ole Miss?
Yeah, he's been real solid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been a big part of their team the last 2 years.
Could Lane Kiffin go to St. Peter's football team and get their best player? Would he be effective at Ole Miss in the SEC in football?
I know nothing about St. Peter's football, but I would guess not.
But yes, there's
I understand the point. Yes,
right?
Yes, of course.
And I think that's I think we're at the peak of that right now in basketball.
Yeah.
You see, and when you watch, it's kind of like my thing when I was watching Vandy. Like, you see such an athletic difference and speed of the game difference when you watch those teams. There's no disrespect at all for UC San Diego. I think they've been great. But I think when you're seeing the difference in athleticism and size and everything like that between what's playing in the Big Ten and playing in the SEC, and I think that's what's hurt the ACC as well, because we've been to this point. Right now we're at the peak of the collective paying the players. So I just don't see as many upsets there. All right, and then going down the 7-10 game, Marquette, New Mexico. Be an interesting game. I hadn't decided there, and then it really doesn't matter because I think Michigan State comes out and goes the second weekend. The interesting game in this bracket for me, I think Auburn's kind of got a free ride to the Elite Eight.
Yep.
Interesting game I think will be the matchup will be, what does Iowa – here's my question. Iowa State's got some guys hurt. How does Iowa State look? And they're in the 21-31. How do they look with the injuries?
Right.
If they're healthy, they're a different team. I don't know. We'll see there moving forward.
I know one guy's out for the year.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is, how do they look?
Yeah.
With those guys missing. But that's going to be there. All right, going down to the West, the Florida Gators, who I will pick to be the national champions.
Real quick, before you go to the West, let me pay a couple bills here. Yep. After years of fine print contracts, getting ripped off by overpriced wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I heard that all Mint Mobile wireless plans are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they sell wireless service online. They don't have retail stores or salespeople. Instead, they deliver premium phone plans directly to you. So say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to help rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone. With any Mint Mobile plan, bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch the overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. Get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/MPW. That's mintmobile.com/MPW. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month. Sorry. With mintmobile.com/MPW. That's $45 upfront payment required, equivalent of $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower after 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. And are you ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made. They might be made by chiefs. I don't know. Chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy.
Corn-based.
You never know. They're dietitian approved, ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. So you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor keto meals. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Factor can help you feel your best all day with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast. Use the code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
All right, so real quick, I think Auburn gets out of the I think they get to the Final Four. All right. Florida, I'm picking them to win, so that's easy for them to get to the Final Four for me. I think Oklahoma's playing UConn. I like Oklahoma in this game. So I'm going to pick Oklahoma there, but I don't think they're enough for Florida. Memphis and Colorado State. This is an interesting one for me. Memphis played really well in I call it the preseason, pre-conference in November, December. They got some big wins, and then they lost to like Arkansas State. And then but they still played well down the stretch. Colorado State, again, this is a 5-12 game that a lot of people are picking. I think Memphis wins. I don't know what else to say. I just think they're too much athletically for Colorado State, but Colorado State's a good team.
I've seen both of these teams play in person.
You've seen,
and Memphis is a more talented team.
Yeah.
I get why we do this. And look, everyone wants upsets.
You're going to get them somewhere.
Everyone this is that thing. Everybody wants to be able to do the stupid, oh, my bracket's blown up, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I don't know why people are down on Memphis because they've underachieved in the past. They're pretty good. And Haggerty's a really good player. They've got a couple of skilled bigs. They've got guys like Cisse coming off their bench, basically, who give them some minutes. I know they're down a point guard. They beat a desperate, pretty good UAB team yesterday. And I don't know. I haven't seen Colorado State since it was late November, early December. I don't know what they are.
Yeah. All right.
Neither team's going to the Final Four.
I will concur with that. All right. Maryland's playing Grand Canyon. I like Maryland here. Maryland's very solid. Maryland's one of my favorite teams. I like them to get to the Sweet 16 here.
Aaron Wiggins' alma mater.
Yeah, they can do it.
Aaron Wiggins saved basketball.
All right, the interesting game here, and it involves an SEC game. This is probably one of the more interesting games, 6-11 game or underdog games, is Missouri versus Drake. Okay, Drake is 30-3, and they went 17-3 in their league. All right, and you look at their non-conference because it's tough. Here's where people go, oh, they beat Miami, which Miami was terrible, so it looked like a better win early in the season. They beat Vandy by 11. Drake did on a neutral site. Okay, that's probably their best win. They beat Kansas State in overtime. All right, so they're a solid team. I mean, if you look at them just analytically, if you look at them, they're solid. 76 and 46 overall, offense, defense. Missouri, the whole deal is like, here's the thing: is if Missouri's playing like if they were playing peak Missouri, then you're like, yeah, Missouri's gonna win. No issues there. But the problem is Missouri's dropped 4 or 5. And their wins, they beat Mississippi State Thursday in the league, but that was Mississippi State coming off of, the conference. That was Mississippi State coming off of a game before. I don't know, man. I kind of this one's I'm struggling with this one. If I see this is one I would be on upset alert watch if you're just curious. I think this is a one, and it's a popular one, but Drake's a solid team. They're 30-3 too. They've won a bunch. There it is. All right, Texas Tech is playing UNC Wilmington, and no issues there. It doesn't matter, I don't think, who wins the Missouri-Drake game. I think Texas Tech is going the second weekend. I think they're beating them both. And then here's one I'm going to pick. Kansas is playing Arkansas. I like the way Arkansas has played down the stretch. I am actually going to pick Arkansas to go to the Sweet 16. I think not only do they beat Kansas, I think they beat St. John's.
Ooh, I don't think so. But maybe.
That's going to be my run of team there.
I could see them beating Kansas. The couple of times I've seen Kansas, I wasn't particularly impressed. I've only seen St. John's like 1.5 times, and I was pretty impressed.
All right, so let me throw.
Only problem with Arkansas is that they are a little foul trouble away from a total disaster. They're 7 deep. I know Flan's coming back, but realistically,
7.5 probably.
And they hate the Big Z kid. He is so soft. My God, he's soft. So they're really thin. You get a ticky-tack officiating crew, and that happens in the tournament. And all of a sudden they're in foul trouble, and they can't overcome that.
Well, I can tell you this: they'll be matched up because St. John's will play defense. But here's the thing: just hear me out on St. John's, okay?
Okay.
Before the Big East started, okay. Here's they beat Kansas State at home. They lost to Georgia. Yeah. On neutral site. Okay. They lost to Baylor on neutral site.
Okay.
They beat Virginia. Virginia didn't make the tournament. And they beat New Mexico. Like, they don't. I just think from an athleticism and way Arkansas is playing, I think they're legit. I do. The thing about St. John's, I've watched a lot of St. John's. They've been in the club a bunch. St. John's they're tough, and they're mentally tough. They're not. I'm telling you, this is a team that they will be down 10 or 12 with 15 minutes to go, and you're like, oh, it's so, and they'll find a way to come back and win. They are down a bunch in games because they're not particularly great. They don't shoot. They shoot from the perimeter. They're terrible. They're like what They're 336th out of 360 in 3-point shooting, and that's problematic in the NCAA tournament. They just played their number 1 overall defense, period.
Yeah,
statistically, but for shooting a 3, they're one of the worst teams in America. And so they get behind an offense and they find a way. They're tough and all that, but I just don't see them making a deep run. I could be obviously dead ass wrong, but that's where that's one of my upsets.
I actually thought it was in Arkansas's best interest to lose on Thursday. Like, they didn't need to turn around and play another game.
Got rest with being shorthanded.
But we'll see. I don't know. I saw them play twice. I saw them play South Carolina on Wednesday. I saw them play Ole Miss on Thursday. They're really flawed, but they can go on runs. They have talented players.
Ever since the Kentucky game,
if Brazil played with a little more confidence for them, because he can really stroke it. He's got such a nice shot, but he doesn't. He kind of disappears for stretches. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're like any other 10 seed. They're good, but they're flawed.
But you got the thing. I don't know. The thing I like about it is they start out 0-5 in the league.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and they matured a little bit.
Yeah,
and they've had injuries. They've had like
they've won 5 of their last 7, and one of those was a narrow loss to Ole Miss where they led with 20-something seconds left. No, they're perfectly capable. I'm not sure that I buy it. But listen, for the record, I'm cheering. People are going. I am cheering for 14 SEC teams. I hope they go 14-0. You have if the basketball gods came down and said, Neal, pick a record for the SEC in the first round, I'd go 14-0. I'd say, dear basketball gods, if there's a way to go through this tournament where the only time an SEC team loses is when it plays another SEC team, and I want those games to go to overtime, sign me up. I am so tired of the pushback from the national types. No, I hope Ole Miss wins. I hope Mississippi State wins. I hope A&M wins. Arkansas, Vandy, everybody, Oklahoma, Texas. My boy Trey Johnson, you can't do enough. Just keep going. I hope everybody wins. I hope Auburn goes, Florida, Tennessee, Bama, everybody. I hope everybody wins. I really do. I would love to.
You didn't say Auburn.
Auburn? I did. I said Auburn. I want Missouri. I want everybody to win. I would love nothing more than sometime late Friday night. Ole Miss plays at 3. I'll finish work around 9.
I can tell you this. If they do, watch for Scoops' Twitter account.
I would love. If this happens,
there'll be some wine. There'll be some wine tweets between 8:30 and 9:30.
I'll be at Milwaukee. I'll go find some really good beer. I'll go find a brewery or something. I'll find
some IPA tweets.
I'll find a place. I'll be like, I'll try the local stuff and know it's good. And then I will. If you promised me the SEC was 14-0 at the end of Friday night, oh my God, I would go after some people individually. It won't happen because the numbers won't let it happen. But the whole SEC doesn't deserve bids thing is bullshit.
All right, so I've seen a couple of them, and you got the Danny Cannell, and he's a legendary.
He's an act.
He's a legendary SEC hater.
That's his act.
All right, so I'm just going. This is before we get to life advice. This is your pre-life advice. If you're an SEC fan, which most people who listen to our show are, I would say a majority. I'm going ahead and getting you prepared because this is a CBS run tournament. Okay. We all agree with that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed because you were busy doing your deal yesterday. I watched the selection show on CBS. I think it has been pushed down and they've been mandated to talk about this. I think this goes all the way back to the CBS losing the SEC TV deal.
Of course.
I think this goes all the way back to the SEC losing the TV deal.
100%.
With CBS. 100%. CBS losing that deal.
Yeah.
They were on there going, hot take, no SEC teams make the Final Four, this and that. They were just, everything was already being put in motion to just shit on the SEC the whole time.
Is there a way for 4 to make it? For all 4 to make it?
Yeah.
Good.
It'd be hard, but no
God,
but yeah, sure. They're in every region. But it just prepare yourself. All right, East, we're gonna move along real quick. East, Duke. Look, this is real simple. Cooper Flagg, I imagine he'll be back. I wonder how effective he is in that first week. He'll be ready to go. If it's a low ankle sprain, which is what I'm understanding, he'll be perfectly normal by the time that next week comes around, the Sweet 16 comes around. I will say this: if he's not effective and they're dinged up, they could get in some matchups, but they play the winner of Mississippi State and Baylor, which is a good matchup. Look, Mississippi State, it's how do they score. I think they're going to be able to defend fine with their length and athleticism. How do they score on offense? Is Hubbard hot? We get good Hubbard, bad Hubbard. Is he hot, not hot? How do they shoot the 3? Mississippi State can be a very good tournament team if they get hot from the perimeter. But not a good draw when they got Duke. I think Duke, with Cooper Flagg, with Duke healthy, I think Duke is the second best team in America, in my opinion.
Yep. Behind
Florida. All right. Oregon Liberty. This is another one that I've watched a ton of Liberty in the Conference USA. I've watched a ton of Oregon. Oregon was a roller coaster team. They came out hot, was very hot in November, December. They cooled off, went through, I think they lost like 4 or 5 in a row in early January, and then they came back again and got hot towards the end. Oregon's a very talented team. They're so much more athletic than Liberty. I think Liberty, that's a 0% chance of upset in there. I think Oregon beats the brakes off of them. All right, sneaky game here. Arizona, Akron. I've watched a ton of Akron. Akron's a very good team, but again, athletically is where they're going to get mismatched here. That could be a little bit more uncomfortable for Arizona fans. They want it to be, but I do think Arizona wins that game. And I think Arizona actually gets to the Sweet 16 here. I could see Oregon beating them, but that'll be an interesting round of 32 game. All right, BYU, VCU. This is another popular 6-11 upset. BYU shooting the lights off. They're hot right now. If they're hot, watch out. VCU is good. But again, athletically, I just think BYU can outshoot them. We'll talk about that one later. Wisconsin and Montana, 3-14. Wisconsin, very solid, very good team. They've had a couple. They just don't when they shoot well, you can't beat them. I don't think that's an upset alert here. And then here's an interesting for me: St. Mary's. Okay, here's one that's very interesting. A 7 team that's very interesting. They're going to play Vanderbilt. Assuming that they win, they got to play Vandy and Alabama because Alabama's going to beat Robert Morris. They'll have to play Vandy and Alabama in the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in this game. I don't know. I'm just going to pick it. But if St. Mary's plays Alabama, the total may be 206 in that game. There's going to be points scored in the next game. That will be interesting to see how St. Mary's. That's probably the most interesting 7-10 and then second round game to see what St. Mary's can do against Vandy and Alabama. We're probably not happy with their draw. All right, going to the Midwest and finishing up here. Houston, good luck to Southern Illinois. Edwardsville taking on Houston. Good luck there. Enjoy your free garb. And then poor old Georgia Bulldogs. They got Georgia, their 9 seed. They got to take on Gonzaga, who's playing better, is hot right now. Won their tournament. They're in. I don't think they would have got in. I think if they hadn't won the tournament. But they get in as an 8 seed, taking on the Dogs, and the winner takes on Houston. Georgia, again, playing really well down the stretch. It'll be interesting to see what they can do against their matchup. All right, another popular 5-12 upset, Clemson-McNeese. I just don't see it. McNeese is beat up to Southland. Has not played well in teams that can match them. Be interested in this one, but I think Clemson wins. Purdue's taking on High Point. Here's the thing with Purdue. Purdue is terrible defending the rim. They make Kentucky look like the freaking Phi Sam, like Shaq's at center. All right, they got Shaq and Akeem down low. Purdue, that's where they get beat. If you got good bigs, you can get Purdue. So just look for those matchups down the road. And then here's probably going to be my deal. Illinois is playing the Texas Xavier winner. I think that's going to be Texas.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Texas to beat Illinois. I think it's going to be Texas.
That's in Milwaukee, right?
I don't know. It doesn't say here.
Pretty sure.
I think it is.
You get to go watch my guy Trey again.
You'll be so fired up. I know you'll be in your burnt orange.
I wear my Thunder gear.
Oh, wear that hat.
Wear my hat. Be Trey.
And then the Kentucky Wildcats taking on my Troy Trojans.
Yep.
All right, I love my Troy Trojans. Here's to the school we love. We're Trojans one and all. I think it ends for them. I don't see an upset here.
It's a bold take.
Well, no, people are picking it.
Yeah, I know. People, this is the deal. People are picking upsets because they love upsets. They've not watched these games. They don't.
And I love my Trojans.
There's no way they've watched these teams.
I love my Trojans.
There's no way people in the national media have spent time actually watching Troy. It hasn't happened. So this is just upsets to pick upsets. They haven't done it.
UCLA and Utah State could be a 17 upset. Utah State's a really good team. Utah State's legit. They could beat UCLA easily. It doesn't matter because it'll be the Tennessee Vol sitting there, and I really like Tennessee. I like out of this region, I like Tennessee to come out of this region. I think Tennessee makes a run here. Watch for the Vols. Watch for the Vols here. I think the Vols got a draw here. I think the Vols go to the Final Four.
Oh, how about that?
I think the Vols go to the Final Four. So, with that being said, my Final Four will be Florida, Auburn, Tennessee, and Duke. I just don't. Am I wrong? I mean, I just don't see this being the year that there's a 4 or a 5 or an 8 or a 9 in the Final Four.
I don't know.
I just feel like this is. I feel like I'm just chalking. This is going to be the one. This is the year that like my mother comes in and she just picks the higher seeds.
Yeah,
and she's going to freaking win the bracket because she's just picking the higher seeds.
It's not a terrible. It's never a terrible philosophy.
Yeah, I just. I don't know. I just think we're destined to see a Florida Tennessee rematch or a Florida Duke. I haven't decided what I'll do there between Dukies and probably Duke. I think Florida and Duke are the two best teams on the other sides of the bracket, so probably end up being Florida and Duke.
I will tell you this: if you're getting ready for the tournament, you want to watch some games, have a few brews, I suggest Parish Brewing Company, located in the heart of Cajun country in Broussard, Louisiana. Their simple goal is to make awesome craft brewed beer. They do it quite well. Got Dr. Juice, perfect for these spring days. It's a highly crushable juice bomb, 6% ABV. There was talk in the stream about a haunted bar in Milwaukee. You have my attention. So it might be a perfect place to get Ghost in the Machine. It's a fantastic double IPA. They've also got Envy, Canebrake, got a great stout as well. All of that at Parish Brewing Company. We're also brought to you by Easy Hemp Co. Easy is a vitamin-infused sparkling water. It's guilt-free alcohol alternative. It's a natural way to relax and unwind. It's all natural, made with real fruit, no added sugar, low-calorie, gluten-free. One 12-ounce can of Easy has 3 milligrams of THC. With Easy, it's easy to avoid the gummy scare and control your experience. So change the can, not the ritual. It's easy. Visit easyhempco.com to view the Easy Finder to find Easy near you. It is Farm Bill compliant with vitamins derived from THC, CBD, and it's for people 21 and older. Enjoy responsibly.
I will say this. If you told me the first one, like one of the one seeds, I don't like the way Auburn's playing right now.
I agree. I don't like some of their behavior, and I'm not referring to like Chad Baker-Mazara and stuff. I watched them before the Ole Miss game, and some of this, I'll admit, might just be old man yelling at clouds. But it's like, hey, we're having fun. See how much we're having fun, everybody. Everybody, look at us. We're having fun. Look. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
And it's a different. There's a different look about them than, say, Tennessee. Where Tennessee, you look at them, you watch Florida walk around. And I got to see all those teams. And there's a difference. And Auburn, I question some leadership stuff right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Broom's a great player.
Oh, they got great players
But
everywhere.
He needs to tell Chad Baker-Mazara, dude, you do this one more time, and I swear I'm going to wipe you off the face of the planet. They are not locked in.
Easy got us.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I just turned it off. We got a restriction. I just turned it off. What we got to do.
Yeah. No, this is Bruce. I agree with Grind here. This is Bruce needs to take control of his team here. They've got some really good kids on that team, but there's 2 or 3. One in particular that I think is having a real negative influence on that team. I really do. And I look, they're weird right now. And also teams are strategizing on them. Teams are going, hey, we're going to double Broom. We're going to make you pass. We're going to make it. And yes, if Auburn shoots the lights out, they're going to win.
Which they do a lot.
But like on Friday, and they're a very good perimeter defense team. They are. So I'm not going, hey, Ole Miss just missed a bunch of shots, because it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss missed some open shots that had they made 3, 4 of those, they went like 4 for 19 or 4 for 20. So I don't know. They missed a bunch. Had they made a few of those, Auburn was going to be on upset watch on Friday. They are.
I just don't think they deal with adversity very well.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think it's that though. I agree with that. I think it's deeper than that.
Yeah, something's just. I know what you're sensing that we're talking about the same language here. Like when you see, it doesn't matter what sport it is. teams that win it, like that win the big one or compete for the big one, like they got a mental, like a makeup about them.
Yeah,
like an it factor.
Auburn is a cocky, but it's more than that. It's a hey, we're really good. Look at us. Watch us warm up. We're really good. Look, watch us do this funny stuff. And you watch like Tennessee, they don't do that.
I don't know. I don't have a feeling. I don't have a. I don't know. I just don't have something's off. I don't know what it is.
Florida's not that way.
No, hell no. They're good.
I don't know. Auburn needs to get to business.
Yeah.
They need to get locked in on business.
And they got, here's the thing. It's like, I will be interested if Creighton beats Louisville. Now that's a matchup I want to see. Like that's a 1-9 I want to watch. Like I think they can just beat Louisville. But that Creighton matchup wise, with the bigs that Creighton has and how they shoot it, I will be interested to see. I want to watch Auburn play against Creighton. Like that one be one I wouldn't be just shocked if they got out of there early. But if it's Louisville, then I think Auburn will roll through it. But it is what it is. All right, Scoops, tell them about life advice. We'll get out of here.
All right, yeah, I'm doing a cut and paste here real fast, and then I'll get to that.
Mike, our sound is bad. I apologize. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It hadn't. Mike, you're the first person to say it. Do this, Mike. Go out of YouTube and come back in, and a lot of time that fixes it. The fact that nobody else has said it makes me kind of wonder if it may be, and I don't mean this, no offense, maybe your system or connection, and it might be the sound's bad. I don't know.
Sorry.
Life advice is presented by Cole Walters of State Farm Insurance. Cole is licensed in auto, home, life, health, business, and pet insurance for the whole state of Georgia. Contact Cole at 706-525-7850. You can also find him online at colewaltersinsurance.com. All right, so here is the letter we got. If I can get to it. Here we go. Hey, guys, longtime listener, first-time caller. I'm going through a tough season of life. It just seems like nothing is going right for me. Struggling at work. My now ex-girlfriend left me after a few years of a roller coaster relationship because even though she claimed she loved me and that I was her best friend, she couldn't choose me the same way I chose her. That's a quote. It's not you, it's me. A breakup I didn't want. There are financial concerns too. I'm 33 and it just seems like I'm behind in life. All of my friends have good jobs and are married and have kids, which is what I want for myself. It's where I feel like I should be too. It's just all weighing on me very heavily. It's all reinforced a feeling that I have had for a long time since before I even met her or got into sales, the feeling of I'm not good enough. It's all eating at me, causing mental strains and stress. Everyone around me says that they can see my potential and tell me I have everything it takes to be successful in the industry I'm in, but apparently I'm the only one who doesn't believe it. I'm in therapy, which is good. Wanted to hear some real life stuff from a couple of everyday dudes who shoot it straight. I know both of you have faced adversity in life. True. As has everyone else, but I thought I would put it out there to you too because there may be others going through a similar situation who may not have taken the step to seek mental help. For the record, therapy has helped with things. I'm a big advocate of mental health. I believe it is severely overlooked and undervalued. So I guess the question is, what advice would you give to navigate all of this and to start gaining confidence in myself? All of this has affected my entire life and just has me feeling down about myself and where I am in life. Thank you for all you two do. Love the show. I'll hang up and listen.
Give me a go. I've prepped this one. I've been ready to go.
Yeah.
Since you sent it to me.
Go for it.
All right. One thing, because I got this from reading the letter, email, whatever it was, Scoop sent me. This one's, I think we'll call it to age 20 to 35. And it's been going on for a while. I think this is and some people older. I think with the social media, I call it the social media era, that people that grew up with social media, I think one of the biggest, and this is from people who grew up, when I say grow up, when you were a teenager, you had social media.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really like 35 and younger. I think one of the biggest things that happens that messes up a lot of people is they care too much about what other people think about them.
Yes.
And so you mentioned in your letter that, you're behind on probably your friends doing this. And so you feel like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Back when I was growing up, we called that keeping up with the Joneses. Okay. You should never. And what happens is, and I see this a lot of times. I see this with a ton of people that I know and that are that age. They may get to 30 and they're not married, but they're the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of deal. They get to and all of a sudden they settle for somebody that's not right for them. Based on the information you told, you dodged a bullet, my friend.
Absolutely.
You dodged a bullet. You don't want to marry someone that's not right for you. You'll find it. You may not find it. I don't know, but that's life. But you cannot run
you a favor.
Yeah, she did you a favor. You
Absolutely.
cannot run your life worried about what other people think of you. You cannot let that dictate your life. That's one of the most common things that basically anybody that when they get into adulthood, people who grew up in the social media age care too much about what other people think. You can't do that. I don't care what age you are. You cannot give a shit about what other people think of you. So that's because now you're basing your happiness on somebody else's opinion. So you can't do that. I saw Grind said something about working out in there. So to me, my advice would be get you a routine that includes exercise, because that will
cardio. It's got to include cardio.
Whatever it's walking, running, whatever your thing is. Like I can't run anymore, so I walk.
But if you can run at 33, you probably can. You should start running.
Yeah. And when it comes to your job, and I give this advice to I get it 5 times a week. I get this question. Hey, what advice do you have for young coaches? Okay. You have to be yourself. Okay. Don't try to be somebody else. You got to be yourself, and don't worry about the next job. I think 2 of the biggest mistakes made in coaching and really any profession as young people are starting off is they're trying to put on a facade that they think the superiors like, whether it's coaching outside of your personality or it's, acting differently in the office or whatever it is that your superiors like. You think that's what they like, and you're not yourself. You're never going to be successful in your job or whatever you do unless you do it your way and be what you are. And then you want to work with people and work for companies that accept who you are. That's how you grow. And the second thing is be where your feet are. Okay, that's a Coach Saban saying, is be where your feet are. Don't worry about the next job. If you work your ass off at the current job you have, people will take notice and you will get hired somewhere else if you're trying to move up the corporate ladder. But when you worry about the next job and the next opportunity, you neglect the current one that you have, and it affects your performance there. So my biggest thing for me is don't worry about what other people think, and work really hard inside your personality, and you dodged a bullet. As far as relationships come, you don't want to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you. Period. Period. When we're talking about marriage and then you got kids and then you're not going to be happy, the relationships don't end well. So don't rush.
Chris Beard says something all the time that it resonates with me. I've used it with my kids. He's referring to basketball and development, but I think it applies well beyond basketball, and that's run your own race.
Yes, that's it.
Run your own race. Just because 5 of your friends or 2 of your friends or 8 of your friends at your age are married with kids, that doesn't mean that you won't one day be married with kids. It means they're running a different race, because they're running a different race. They're running their race. It's not a competition. I can remember with one of my daughters, it's her senior year in college. She started to freak out because a lot of her friends, most of her friends at the U of A, most of her friends at the U of A were like her, business majors, Walton College of Business, and they were starting to get jobs. Some of them were starting to get really good jobs. Like crazy, like how the hell? And I was like, well, good for them. And it was, but I don't have a job yet. I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything. You're not competing with her. This isn't a race. This isn't a competition. It's not. congratulate them, be happy for them. But it's not a race. And so your deal is, to the guy that sent us the letters, number one, therapy's good. Keep doing therapy. Go to therapy. It's good for you. Really is. It makes you talk, which is good. And then secondly is chill. Quit worrying. Tyler's, that's great. Quit worrying about all that stuff. And try to figure out a way to kind of believe in yourself. Figure out, someone said in the thing, know your why. There's a lot of truth to that. Try to figure it out.
In coaching, you deal with a lot. I was on the front end of this when I had, because when I was coaching is when all this stuff happened. So I saw it with young people. And I don't know this guy's age. I think he's a little older than what players I coach. But I would tell like you saw, I'm going to say around 2015-ish, 2014-ish, you started seeing a larger group, the lack of self-confidence in people that, like, I'm dealing with college football players.
Yeah.
Okay, usually very confident people. And you would see...
Well, on a field.
Right, but...
Yeah.
Usually, they were just... In the early 2000s, dude, if you're on college football scholarship, you'd have to... you almost had to ding them down a little bit. They were on the edge of too brazen. But then you saw this complete swing about 10 years ago with players coming in that just lacked, no matter how successful they were, they had this self-confidence issue because they didn't know how to deal with adversity. And so I always tell people this, that we're going through, because everybody, it's like baseball players going through a slump. I've told my own son this 100 times, is no one is going to believe in you until you believe in yourself. And so step one of any of that is finding a way, and what Scoops just said a second ago, finding a way to believe in yourself. No one is going to, you can't expect others, and that was kind of my point, you can't expect others, and that's if that's a relationship, that's a boss, because everybody's got them, whoever it is, you can't expect other people to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And so that was always the message. And you got to, and what you're obviously you're good at what you do, reading the letter and things like that. So you have talent, steer into it, be confident in what you're doing and believe in yourself. Somebody's like, well, I can't believe in myself. Yeah, the fuck you can. Yeah, everybody can. But you got to make your mind up.
Yeah, I get
that you're going to do it.
Yeah, I've battled that my whole life. It's a hard thing. That's one of those deals where you get a lot of that help in therapy. I've always had a confidence issue. That's a therapy thing that you can kind of work through. There are some tools to that. I'm incredibly jealous of people that just have self-confidence brimming over. I don't know what that's like. I've never had anything resembling that. So
I'll give you a tool I used that, and it may not help anybody, or may not, but like when I was a player, okay, I wanted to be the guy to take the last shot. And then I kind of fooled myself a little bit into this because I know this is going to shock people. I used to hate speaking in public. Hated it. But here's what I kind of fooled myself into is I would rather, it's easier for me if I screw it up. So if I miss the shot, if I drop the pass, if I make the wrong call, I can deal with me messing it up better than I can somebody else messing it up.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I fool myself. I'd rather mess it up than somebody else mess it up. And so that's why, like in decisions and things like that, so you kind of have some faux self-confidence there. But I would rather screw it up than someone else screw it up, because it's easier for me to deal with myself screwing it up than it is for me dealing with somebody else. Because I'll always be like, well, hell, I could have made that shot. Hell, I could have caught that pass. Hell, I could have made that call. I didn't want to be the armchair quarterback. I wanted to be the guy who screwed it up. So at least I had my destiny in my own hands.
All right, that does it for us on this one. Again, I don't know what our schedule is for the rest of the week. I'm leaving to go to the tournament on Wednesday, so we'll try to figure out maybe a short one for you on Thursday. Won't be a full long show because I won't have time, but we'll figure something out. We've been brought to you by Reign Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits, achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Reign Body Fuel to learn more.
Also brought to you by our good friends at Trav and all the people down at Kia. of Meridian. Big savings are happening right now at Kia Meridian. You can get $10,000 in rebates and 0% financing on select vehicles. Plus, for a limited time, we're matching your down payment up to $2,500. That means more car for your money all month long. Don't wait. These deals won't last. Visit Kia of Meridian today. Kia Meridian, where great deals drive home with you. Give them a call at area code 601-483-6444. Make sure when you buy that car, you get to spin the wheel and win awesome prizes like a PS5, an Xbox, a TV, and more there at Kia of Meridian. Also brought to you by good friend Rob and all the people down at County Line Campers. Make sure you go to County Line Campers, open 7 days a week off exit 38, I-10 in Gulfport, Mississippi. Got a chance, like I said earlier in the show, to go down and see Rob on Friday. Awesome selection there. If you are getting into camping, you can make camping great again. Right here. Make camping great again at County Line Campers. You can save up to 49% on new select RVs, starting with payments as low as $199 a month. With access to 13 lenders, we have financing options that will get you on the road today. Looking for something used? We have plenty of pre-loved inventory that need new homes. Or maybe you know nothing about RVs or what will work best for your family. Here at County Line Campers, they will take the time to listen what your needs are, how much your truck can tow, and what is affordable for your budget. So go to countylinecampers.com to see them, or make sure you go to their Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and check out, or YouTube, and check out Miss Destiny's demonstration videos, a walkthrough. And Rob will be with us at Talladega in County Line Campers. So if you're coming to Talladega, make sure you stop by and check out what our good friends at County Line Campers have to offer.
Talk to you guys later. Thanks for being with us. Take care.